Good morning. It's freaking cold, but it's time to go take care of the chickens. Is it slippery? Is it slippery? It's like an ice rink. I was gonna say it sucks because it's like not even fun cold. But everything is coated in ice, like literally everything. Just kind of fun. I'm ice skating for free in my yard. But now I really do gotta water the chickens. It's cold. It's just covered in ice. It's so freaking weird. You can't even see the mountains. So for breakfast, I'm having my latte. Oh, I made it perfect today. And don't judge. And a Cowboy cookie. You guys, I'm gonna cry. There are tears in my eyes. My dancing bones cactus is going to bloom. Oh my gosh. Do you see right there? All of these little yellow ball things on the end are going to be blooms. I am so happy right now. There's gonna be so many. I am so excited. It makes sense because a few days ago I was watering this plant and I was like, this new growth looks freaking weird. Is something wrong with it? But no, it's definitely going to bloom. I love blooming plants. Like that's something I'm realizing lately that I really love about plants is like when they give you something a little extra special every once in a while, and especially winter bloomers. You guys saw where I live in Utah. It's kind of miserable right now. So it's just, I don't know, it's nice to have something to be excited about. That is so cool. I love this plant. It's one of my favorite weirdo plants. I think I need to water this again. I don't want to overwater it. Some of the little, I don't know what they're called, maybe bracts or like sections of the plant, the little bones are looking a little shriveled, but maybe I'll wait. Gosh, I don't know how long to wait. I'm so excited. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I made Cowboy cookies for my family Christmas party yesterday. I also went a little bit overboard and made double what I usually do. I don't know, it's just who I am. I hate going somewhere and then running out of food. I am going to insert the Cowboy cookie recipe here. So if you want to know how to make these cookies, stay tuned. If not, skip ahead a few minutes and we'll get into the plants. Okay, so for the Cowboy cookies, I doubled this recipe in the video, but start off by preheating the oven to 350 degrees. And then in a bowl, you're going to add 2 sticks of softened salted butter, 3/4 cups dark brown sugar, and 1/4 cup granulated sugar. Then you're gonna mix that really well. Then add 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, add 1 3/4 cups of flour, and mound the full cup so that it's actually a little bit more than that, but it's not quite 2 full cups yet. You'll also add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then you're gonna mix that up. And then from this point, you can kind of add whatever you want into it, but I added 1 3/4 cup rolled oats, 1/2 cup of coconut, and 1 bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, plus a handful of sliced almonds, and then in between adding each ingredient, I just kind of fold them into your dough base. So that's our cookie dough. I like to bake these on tin foil just so it's a lot cleaner. I just mound, like 2 tablespoon-ish mounds, and I keep them really messy, like don't really mess with them. They're just super messy looking. And then top them with crushed up pretzel twists. Put them in the oven for 5 minutes, and after the 5 minutes, you'll take them out of the oven, slap the pan against the counter a few times to help flatten them out a little bit, and sprinkle a little bit of that flaky sea salt on top of them. Then you'll put them back in the oven for 4 minutes and let them cool on the pan. Yeah, continue that process. I ended up making like 4 dozen cookies this time. So went a little bit overboard there, but they really are so delicious. And if you try them out, please let me know. So that's the recipe for my favorite cookies, Cowboy cookies. They are delicious. Please let me know if you try them out. Yeah, let's get back into the plants. Which today for plants, what we have going on is I've been waiting to be able to repot some of my greenhouse, grow tent plants that are particularly my monsteras that are living in there because they're so freaking root bound, and honestly all the roots in there are getting crazy. But where I've been dealing with a mealybug outbreak, I haven't wanted to repot anything. So now that I have the mealybugs taken care of, we're getting back into it. And I got these 6-inch clear planters. This is going to be our first to do of the day, and then I have a bunch of other plant chores I want to get done. So stay tuned. I'm going to eat my breakfast and then we'll get started. Oh, but anyway, you guys, these cookies are so freaking good. They're like salty. Oh my gosh. So good. Do you see the flaky salts? Just kidding. They're really freaking good. Welcome to my grow tent. We are going to get repotting some things today. I think we are going to stick with mostly monstera. I have a whole bunch here. This one is a sport, which look at that new leaf. It's so beautiful. I'm excited to see how this grows in, but I don't have big enough pots to upsize these ones yet. So I'm just going to set them aside for now. I only have 3 of them in these pots. Oof. Wow. Look at this aerial root. Could like jump rope with this thing. So freaking rooted. This is my tray of severely root bound. Well, maybe not. Yeah, pretty severely root bound monstera, mostly elbow, actually all elbow, and 1 Jose Buono in there in the middle. I'm just going to pot these up into my clear planters. I have my clear planters here. I don't normally wear gloves, but I have been treating my plants for, gosh, 6 months now for mealybugs. If you've ever had mealies, you know they're just such a pain in the ass to get rid of. It feels impossible, but I think I'm there. It's just taken being consistent for 6 months, if not even maybe a little more than 6 months. But I'm gonna wear gloves because I've been spraying these down with Captain Jack's and I don't really wanna be touching that. So yeah, we're just gonna unpot all of these. Oh wow, those roots look awesome. Take off a bunch of this soil. This feels really good to be at a point that I feel comfortable repotting things, because that's just been at the bottom of my totem pole with like the pest, with the mealy infestation I've been facing. Yeah, I'm very excited. I've been really waiting for this moment. Okay, here are the roots of this one. They look awesome. These are 6-inch planters. I'm moving them from 4-inch to 6-inch. They're also quite a bit deeper than what they're currently potted in. Well, maybe like an inch, maybe 2 inches. Nah, like 1.5 inches. I love these clear planters for especially my elbows, because sometimes it can be a little bit hard to tell where elbows have such prolific roots. It can be kind of hard to tell what's going on down with them. So I like these clear planters to be able to keep tabs on what's going on below. And especially with the mealybug infestation, it's been helpful because a lot of times mealybug outbreaks will start in the roots and you won't even know that they're there until they like start to spread to the leaves and it gets really, really bad. I was able to see the mealies through the clear pots for a while, and now there's none there. So they've been pretty consistently clear of them for a while, which I'm very, very thankful for. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. The clear pots just make it really easy to see what's going on, and also to make sure that I'm thoroughly saturating the plants. I talk about it all the time. My mix is really chunky and consists of a lot of bark and cocoa chips. It can be hard to tell if those are, the pot has been saturated enough that those are able to absorb and hold water for longer periods of time. So I really appreciate these clear pots for that. I just think that they solve a lot of my issues, and I got a lot of issues, let me tell you. Anyway, yeah, did I mention I'm wearing the gloves because I don't, oh yeah, I did, I already said that. Got it packed in. I'm gonna set them on my tray back here, where in a minute we're going to add a little bit of systemic and water them. Look at this one. That is a root. Wow. This one is root bound. That's so cool. This plant is gonna feel really nice and free now that it's out of that tiny little pot. I'm really excited to see how these start to grow now that A, the mealies are gone, and B, they're getting repotted. It's so cool because I do feel like a sign that I had the mealies at first was my plants kind of slowed down growth-wise. That was the first sign. And now one of the first signs I'm noticing since I've been pretty certain that I've gotten rid of the mealies is they've started to grow again, and the roots have gotten so much longer pretty quickly. Yeah, so I think that mealies really get in the way of new growth, in my experience. So if you're noticing your plants just kind of stop growing pretty abruptly, that could be a sign. And I actually think I want to cut this because I want to tuck it into the pot so that it can help like stake it a little bit. Like that, you see? I'm like using it a little bit to stabilize the plant. I mean, this is how much of that root I cut off. You can totally tuck them in there if you want to. I just needed to cut a little bit off or they weren't gonna fit in this pot. And another thing I love about the clear pots, like, yeah, they're clear, obviously, so I can see a lot of things, but when I'm repotting, sometimes, especially with a chunky mix, you can end up with like air, like really big air pockets like this. And with the clear pots, I'm able to see that, so I can kind of shimmy things around until it's packed in there really nicely. And I'm not trying to like densely, like super densely pack them in, but I don't want any like huge air pockets either. So yes, it's very helpful to be able to see through the planter for that kind of thing. Definitely gonna have to go down and grab more potting mix. Okay, looks good. Add it to my tray. Let's do this bad boy next. This one needs repotted really bad, I think, because, well, I wonder why. This one all of a sudden started burning out of nowhere. It does get pretty cold in the basement, so I assume the grow tent gets pretty cold, especially at night. And I think that might be what's causing this to burn a little bit. Could be wrong about that. Wow, the roots on this one are quite a bit smaller than the rest of them, probably because there's not much green going on here. And I am a little bit nervous about this one. The last 3 leaves have been completely white. So I think if it, oh, this next one, look at this. Looks like it's gonna have a little bit of green right there. Oh, so that's a good sign. Oh, I'm feeling hopeful. I'm feeling hopeful. Cool, come on plant, push out a little bit of green, please. As pretty as the white leaves are, they can't photosynthesize, so then the plant grows slower. Clearly the roots grow slower. They brown a lot easier. It's just a lot harder to keep the plant looking nice and crisp. Okay. You guys may remember I do actually like to reuse my potting mix when I'm repotting plants. I just don't like to waste it. So where my plants had a pest infestation, I'm not going to reuse this right away. And instead I'm going to put it into a big clear tote where I have been stockpiling all of my used soil from plants I've been repotting lately. Put it in the darkest, coldest corner of my basement and let it dry completely out so that anything in the soil is going to die. I probably won't end up using it until like next summer. So it'll just be sitting in my cold, dark, dry basement to hopefully become super pest free. That's so weird. It's wrapped itself a bunch of times around the pot. So I'm gonna kind of unwind it a little bit so that it maybe stops doing that. It's so nice to finally be at a point where I can like kind of enjoy my plants again. It's felt like fight or flight for, yeah, seriously, since, I mean, the first plant I saw with mealybugs was my Hoya polyneura, which is kind of a crazy story. And it was back, gosh, it was right when I got back from Costa Rica. Like, I think it was, I went in October. Oh no, wait, it was end of September. And my Hoya polyneura, when I got home, no signs before I left, but when I got home, it was just freaking coated in them. I'm like 90% certain that's where this issue came from. It already was kind of a sketchy situation to begin with because I ordered that plant off of Etsy. Normally I change the filter to United States only so that I'm only looking at plants that ship from within the United States. Somehow that time I just forgot to do it. So I ordered this Hoya polyneura. The price was too good to be true. I should have known because it was really low priced. When I got the box, it was in this like huge box for, you know, my one little plant. And the plant was super wrapped up by like so many articles of clothing. So they sent it to me illegally. It came from Poland, no phytosanitary certificate. It got snuck in. So I reported their page. It's now shut down, but that was like super sketchy and super, super illegal. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's where the mealybugs came from. So it's kind of a bummer. I mean, I love that plant. I still have it. And that one I think is also mealy free, although I am keeping an extra close watch on it because that's by far the worst pest outbreak I've ever had. Yeah.
It smells like grass.
It smells like grass?
Yeah.
The last plant I'm going to repot is this Philodendron Jose Buono. The roots are barely starting to come out the bottom, but this is quite a big plant for this size of pot. So I don't know. I just feel like this plant is going to really it's not too bad. Going to really appreciate an up pot. Wow, I am so excited. Like, I think this might be, obviously we're not even to the darkest day. Oh my gosh, we're almost there in a few days. We're almost over the hump of the dark days of winter. Wow, we're about to be going downhill. That's gonna be so nice. I think maybe by the time this video goes up, we'll be on the downhill. Back to my point, I'm so excited for this spring because last spring I was battling mealybugs and also like my dog died and my grandma died. So I just wasn't enjoying my plants. I'm in a place where I can enjoy them again. And initially, I'm sorry, I'm just so chatty today. I hope that you guys are feeling in a listen to me talk mood because I'm in the mood to talk. I used to really get a lot of joy from, you know, collecting a lot of cool looking new plants. And, you know, it is fun to buy new plants, but over the years, I think I've been doing that more to kind of fine tune the traits and characteristics I like about specific plants. So like, you know, I was really into the velvety philodendrons and anthuriums for a while there, which I do still have some of those, but I just know those aren't the plants I lean to because they are a little bit more high maintenance than like, you know, more succulent type plants or just kind of the more basic plants. So even Hoya, like I love a good Hoya, don't get me wrong. I just am realizing that I don't, as much as I love the blooms, like I think they're beautiful, I don't love how messy the blooms are. I don't love how messy the blooms are. So that's just an example of me figuring out a characteristic of a plant that I find beautiful and I previously enjoyed collecting, but it brings me a stress in the messy bloom way that isn't worth it to me anymore. So I've just kind of like minimized my collection and only add plants to my collection that I know don't have characteristics I don't like. If it's velvety, I'm probably not going to buy it these days. If it's a Hoya, I might get it. I'm gonna be really aware of like why I'm buying the plant. If I really love the plant or I just wanna buy a new plant, you know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. Since I haven't been buying plants as much because I am a lot more picky when it comes to buying plants, I've found an increased joy in the hobby of like decorating my plants, making them look really like sprucing them up, dressing them up, finding cool planters to put them in, finding better looking spots in my house to place them, like these lamp plant stands I just recently did. So if you're kind of in that place where you just maybe are getting more stress, less satisfaction out of your collection, it has made all the difference in the world to me to downsize and be a lot more picky about my plants and really try to give them an overall good look instead of just a shit ton of plants everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's something that has really brought a lot more joy to me. Even though my collection is significantly smaller, I would say even like half the size it was this time last year probably. It's been really nice. And I am doing a video about downsizing, minimizing, that I think will be really helpful maybe to a lot of you. Yep, and this is my soil bin, so I'll just keep adding the substrate, the old substrate of the plants I repot in my grow tent. Now I'm gonna go in with systemic and kind of sprinkle a systemic. Yeah. For bugs. Yeah, for bugs. I'm gonna sprinkle it onto all of my plants. Just kind of around the base of the plant. I'm gonna be really careful that it doesn't like fall into my house. But I'll also be vacuuming after this, so. You're meant to do this before watering so that you can really water it through and your roots can absorb it. Your roots, your plant's roots, you know what I'm saying. And honestly, for my mealybug treatment, I mostly relied on Captain Jack's and diatomaceous earth. But this is like honestly the most surefire, easiest way to get rid of them. It is just kind of dangerous if you have pets and small kids. So I really only recommend using this on plants that you can keep stored in your grow tent or somewhere where your kids or pets won't have access to them. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna take these downstairs and water them in my grow tent for that reason. Oh gosh, this is gonna be hard to carry this tray and you guys. I've never had a waitressing job, but I think I might be good at it. Anyway, this is my application. Should be down the stairs. It's a little bit heavy too. Oof. Okay, we're good. I accidentally mixed it a little bit darker than I think like is necessary, but oh well. I'm just gonna water them all so that, you know, the whole thing, all the soil is saturated, and I've definitely watered the systemic granules into the roots. Whew, my shoulder's on fire. Wow. If I didn't have a clear pot, I would think this had been completely saturated, but there's a big section here that isn't wet. So thanks to the clear pot, I know that, and I can go back in and fill it up until it is all wet. Look at that. So nice. Feels crisp. And then, yeah, these two down here, I'll repot once I get some of the bigger clear pots. Here is the size I think I'll put them into, because the roots are pretty, I know normally you're not supposed to pot them up more than 2 inches, or that's what they say, but I'm going to because those roots are wild and they need a lot more space. So they live all up there. This is my grow tent currently. I've got a lot of work to do in here. Oh, and this is that Hoya polyneura I was telling you about. I mean, it's massive. It's really, really big. But yeah, it definitely had mealies for a long, long time. Bummer. I guess I'm in a little bit of a repotting mood, or a lot of bit of a repotting mood today. It's just been a while since I did it. I don't know, I'm feeling really motivated for it lately. The next plant I want to repot is this Anthrium warocquianum. We'll put it in the sun so you can see it a little better instead of my ugly mug. Same story though. This plant did have mealybugs. I'm pretty sure they're gone. We are gonna treat it the same way we did the monstera albos a little bit earlier today. Here's my planter ideas. So I'm debating between this really, really cute one. I love this planter. I just want to find the right thing to go in it, but let's see. I mean, that's cute. Okay. I actually think I might be leaning more toward this one though. Yeah, I think this is the one. I'm kind of surprised because I've been planning on using this one for like kind of a long time. Like I bought this for this plant, but I do like this, which I thrifted, and it's actually a wine cooler. So I hope the plant will be fine in it. I'll keep you posted. Oh man, ooh, it is rooted. Look at that. Super compacted. I love this plant. I think it's gonna look so nice because of the stump here. It has such a unique shape. I'm not trying to break up the roots too much because Anthrium are a little bit finicky about that, it seems. I'm no expert though. And in fact, I don't know too much about them. Oh, I thought my kid was crying. He's not. Wow, this is so tightly wound up in the pot, but it's weird though because none of the roots were poking out of the bottom, so I thought I had a lot more time to get this potted. I'm actually really, really glad I'm doing this right now. Look at that. It's like so woven. Just trying to break it up enough that it's going to fit in the planter. The wine cooler, or the wine chiller, is that what it's called? This thing? Fill it up like halfway. Man, I love repotting. It's so cathartic. It really truly is. It instantly, I've had kind of a day with my kids. Love the guys, but they're frustrating sometimes. So it's been kind of a day, but I instantly feel better. Pro tip, pro parenting tip. If you're struggling on the day, repot a plant because you'll instantly feel like you're regaining control of your life. At least that's the case for me. We're gonna pot this in. Oh my gosh, that is so cute, right? With this little stump. I love that. Wow. Wow, I love it. Looks so good. Oh, I love it. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. This does not have a drainage hole. We'll see how it does. I'm actually a little bit nervous, but when I'm moving it upstairs, I'll be able to keep pretty close tabs on it. I think I'll be able to like notice signs of decline pretty quickly. It's probably going to decline a little bit because it has been living in my grow tent, but Anthrium are pretty tough. Like, in that they'll die back. Don't get me wrong. They'll die back, but they'll grow back also in new conditions. You get what I'm saying? Like they don't just completely die and leave you with nothing. Like there's still hope if they lose their leaves or whatever. Cute. That is so cute. I love stumpy plants like this. Like kind of wonky, weird ones. I always have and I always will. Let me know if you're the same or if you're more of like a pristine, perfect specimen kind of plant keeper. Oh my gosh, look. Oh my gosh. Side note, I love the way peace lily blooms smell. They smell like, I don't think people really talk about that aspect of them, but they smell so good. It's not like overly florally. It's almost kind of vanilla-y. Gosh, not vanilla. I guess they're a little bit jasmine-y, but not overpowering. Like when I walk in this room, I can definitely smell them though, and I love that. I'm gonna move this back upstairs once we take our Christmas tree down. I love this peace lily. It's been with me in my life for a long time now, since before I had kids, right after we moved into my last house, which it's been like 5 or 6 years since I got this. Blooms all the time. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of this on here. I know I said I don't like to do this for my upstairs plants, but this one I'm going to place somewhere out of reach of my kids anyway, so I'm not overly concerned about it. I even think I might put it in my bedroom where my kids really never hang out. Yeah, now we'll shake some of that down. Oh, that's perfect. I think I want to top it off with some pumice, actually. Where'd my pumice go? Hello, pumice? Where did it go? Oh, it's over there. I just think it'll look a little bit better where the stump is like what I really love about this plant. I mean, the foliage is beautiful too, but I want the stump to really stand out, and I think it'll contrast with the white of the pumice a little bit nicer and just be a little bit more noticeable to the naked eye if you're not looking up too close. Top it off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Looks good. I am ready to get all of my plants up potted so that this spring they're gonna like super pop off. So there we go. I want to take this upstairs and like rinse this off and also water it because my substrate is very, very dry. And yeah, I'll be dumping all of this soil into my, what I call secondhand soil bin. Yay. Looks good. Yes, I think right here for now. Ideally, it will be a little bit taller. I'd like it to be right here, but I think it'll be cute. Let's see, can you even see? The light might be really backlit. I am trying to work on this little plant corner because it's always been kind of a messy corner that I haven't known what to do with. Anyway, I like how this is a like tall, skinny planter with a kind of bulbous, stemmy plant, and this too. So if it could sit up like maybe here, something like that, I think that's really, really cute. So I've been watching for stools, benches, side tables, that kind of thing when I'm at the thrift store. Hopefully the right thing just pops up, but for now this will do. I think it looks pretty cute. I unplugged it to keep the lighting a little bit better here, but I do have this corner under a Soltec light, so it'll get pretty good light here, and yeah, I can keep super close tabs on it. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And I love this wine chiller that I found. Thank you guys for telling me what it was because I had no idea what it was. I'm not a big wine drinker. Obsessed. Let's get a little close up of this whole situation. You guys, I'm addicted to Facebook Marketplace and I've been eyeing this 8-foot tall Dracaena marginata plant for days now. Anyway, I finally decided to go for it. I messaged the seller and Ryan kindly offered to pick the plant up for me. So yeah, here is that whole process of getting this plant into my house, and spoiler alert, it came with a free plant pest. So we're also going to deal with that and get it situated living in my house. So let's do it. Here's Ryan.
Hey guys, I'm going to pick up this 8-foot tall plant for Harli, and we tried to calculate how we could move this thing, and the best thing we came up with was to fold the seats down in the car. So I don't know if you can see back here, but everything's folded down. Got a tape measure out, and we think that we might be able to squeeze it in. Hopefully it'll fit. There's no hoping, actually. We're not going back. So anyhow, going to get it. I'm gonna bring you along a little bit. Well, we got the plant and we got it stuffed in the car. It fit just like a glove, actually. Snapped, one branch snapped, kind of sucks. But otherwise it fits like just right. It is big, it's huge, and it's beautiful. It has massive leaves. Looks very tropical. I'm gonna close this door because we don't want it to get cold. Harli was so stressed about it being cold. That's why she didn't want me to bring my truck to pick it up. Oh, I got right here my little friend for the ride home. Harli's really excited about this. She hasn't been this excited about buying a plant in a long time. I actually don't remember. There was a while there Harli was buying everything, every plant. It's been a long time since she's bought a plant, so this is kind of fun. All right, let's see if we can get it home and see Harli's reaction when she gets home. I was a little concerned that the plant might be getting a little thirsty, so I had to make a pit stop at the Utah Department of Beverage Control. We're stopping real fast so I can get the plant a drink, something to drink. We've arrived. You can just really tell, like, once you've watered your plants, how much happier and fuller they seem. Anyhow, we're headed home. We made it. Let's go grab the boss and see what we're gonna do with this thing. Hello?
Does it fit?
No, I left it there. Oh, guys, what are you doing? Yeah.
Holy shit, it's huge.
Yeah, one branch broke, but
Really?
other than that, we're good.
But how heavy is it?
I don't know, I'm gonna record you lifting it out.
Okay. Oh, it's not as heavy as you would think.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Just be super careful.
I'm being super careful.
Don't stand up straight yet.
I'm not, dude.
Okay.
You think I'm a rookie?
Yeah, here, I'll close it. Ready? Oh, you almost broke another one.
Where's the broken one?
Sitting in the car.
We can propagate it.
Yeah, that's what the lady told me. Let me grab the broken one. Sad little broken one. I think it's towards the top.
Dude,
you can see it up there.
So cool.
All right, now we gotta figure out how we're gonna get it inside with all the chaos.
Okay. A piece broke off during transport, but we'll just pot it back in the soil. I got this on Facebook Marketplace. I specifically asked the gal selling it if it had any pests or signs of pests. And she was like, no, there's nothing. It's perfect. But of course we got it here and it has spider mites. I do think spider mites are one of the harder pests to notice, but fortunately they're like one of the easier ones to get rid of too, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna go ahead and treat the plant, spray it down really well with Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew. The only thing that's gonna be really hard is it's like out of the shower, so I need to turn it around. Perfect. We brought it into the house. I knew instantly it had spider mites. The signs of spider mites are honestly pretty easy to spot, especially on this plant. So if you notice, like a bunch of the leaves are kind of turning yellow, but not straight yellow. If they're a little bit like splotchy yellow, that's a surefire sign that they're spider mites. And then when you look at the back of the leaves, usually there will be like little clusters of teeny tiny white specks that look like sand. Discolored leaves like this are usually spider mites. Oh, there, see? On this leaf. There's the little white speckly sandy things. And the very yellow discolored leaf. Dang, it's pretty unfortunate. It is what it is. We're gonna spray this bad boy down. The thing with Captain Jack's is it works really well, but you have to be like really thorough and make sure you get every little nook and cranny. So I really just try and hit it from every direction and also spray the substrate down. Should probably wear a mask doing this, but I'm not. Do as I say, not as I do. All right. I'm gonna let it dry and then I'll come do a second spray later today. Okay. Ouch. Hurts my hand. Well, now I already got it out of that fiasco. Thanks for the help. I think it's gonna go here for now. Don't know if it'll stay there, but geez, I'm like so out of breath. All it took for them was to survive outside for 5 minutes. And now they're gonna eat their breakfast. I need to like tie it, but I just don't have the supplies right now. I think it's cute. I actually think, so right now it's gonna stay there. I actually think I'm gonna move it here once the Christmas tree is taken down. She has these little, what are they called? They put these little tree supports on them, but you can see this one's still pretty floppy. So I need to do something similar, but I don't have the things for it right now. So it's so pretty. I love it. I've got macrame cord and it's kind of soft, so I'm gonna use this temporarily, but Ryan will bring home fishing line, right?
Yeah.
Tying it around like a more stable, this one is like the most stable branch. And then I'm gonna tie it onto the ones that are hanging over the whole couch that will tickle us if we sit there. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Does it remind you of the tree on the Lorax?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what it reminds me
It
of.
really feels tropical.
Yeah. What did she tell you about the plant when you picked it up?
just that they got it from a bank and that it was really sad when they got it. And they had it for about 5 years, I think she said.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like over 10 years old. Or a little more.
I mean, at least it's kind of holding it together. I don't know if it looks better.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to do some adjusting, but I'll figure that out once we have the fishing line and I know for sure where it's gonna sit, because we're gonna take down the tree soon.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's our tree. That's our new tree. Our new 8-foot plant, especially if these were all stretched out. It's not quite 8 feet.
If they were stretched out, like hooked to the ceiling, it might be 8 feet. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, thanks. I've just gotten around to editing this. It's been a few days since we brought the plant home and I love it. I think it's so pretty. I'm really excited to see how it grows in. I love the way it fills in the space. It brings my plant collection upwards. You guys know I'm always trying to do that, so I really love it. It was so nice of Ryan to pick it up for me, and also he ended up buying it for me. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it to the end. I really appreciate you. So hope you all have a nice holiday with your loved ones, family, friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!